But again, shout out to Demi for claiming a series. Very impressive win as well. I was favoring Pappy coming into that, but he had a hard time keeping up with Demi. And here we go, spawning in the bottom hand corner of Tokamak. We have the blue Protoss player representing Team Quasar. It is Art. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the German Protoss player, the green Protoss for Streamer Zone. It is Jumy. Here we go. Our PvP is upon us. What happens if both destroy each other's buildings? If you mean if the buildings die at the same time, I mean ties do exist. Like draws are a thing in StarCraft. There are instances where it just says tie, like you get the score screen, it just says tie in the center. So if that's what you mean, like if they die like at the exact same time. Otherwise, if you destroy all the buildings your opponent, you just win. Is the win condition of the game. Here we go. So now 2-gate opener versus 2-gate opener. Everything's looking normal. Everything's looking as it should be. Second pylon in the main base, second pylon in the main as well. No proxies, no shenanigans. This is where I have to repeat what I said previously in the PvPs. It wasn't quite applicable to Shameless versus UD Soldier, but we do often see amongst most European Protosses like this more like standard mid-game, like more passive openers. We'll see if that trend continues here or not. As we mentioned, it wasn't applicable to Shameless and UD Soldier, but we'll see if it's applicable here. As we are settling in, both players will expand, and so far everything's looking as it should be. We do have Tordeps moving out for Jumy. Tordeps taking one-shot probes, and he does try to slip past. Is making his way across the map. So Jumy, he's slipping in. Meanwhile, Archie's in position. The probe is ready to wall off. Speaking of, does wall in time. From here we're keeping up. We have our take of choice. Twilight Council out of Jumy, Twilight Council out of Arts. Both players are taking into Blink. So far, no major deviations. As Jumy does eventually get in. Does eventually submit to the natural 5 probe kills. Nice start. Gets 5 workers for Jordeps. A better start here for Jumy. As a result, you can see Jumy does take a worker lead. You can argue there is a small, slim window here where Art has Blink over his opponent, but it's not the biggest of windows. as Jumy's taking up. So behind this, Jumy going for the Robo, going for the Forge. Jumy is going for a delayed third base in favor of all these tech structures and in favor of all these gateways. Meanwhile, Art on a very low gateway count, very low tech count, is going for a faster third. So Art, he's going for a faster third base. This will help make up for his otherwise worse economy. Remember, Art, he's down in workers, so he needs something to go his way, so he's being greedy here. Meanwhile, Jumy, he's teching up, and this does also mean that Jumy has a window in time where he will have a larger army. A larger and more effective army. So Jumy can take the role of being the aggressor. But now Blink is done, and Art, he's going for the main. Does force cancel. We'll blink into the main base, going for the pylon. Nicely done. Yeah, late reaction out of Jumy. Out of position. And now he will lose the pylon. Lose the Stalker as well. Nice pickups initially here from Art. Pulling back in. And gets another Stalker. So 2 Stalkers, 2 pylons. Nice damage so far. I believe Art didn't lose anything. Yeah, so far, no damage, no losses. So hey, we spoke about that blink timing and it worked out. Did make use of it. Did use it quite well. Art, he is slowly saturating that third. So tries to pick in. It does distract actually. A nice distraction. Gets into the mineral line. And gets another 4 probes. Nicely done. So we have it back and forth, and Jumy's going to commit. Oh, he's going to commit here. We have Glaives on the way. So he's building up towards a mass immortal Glaive Adept army. Glaives, they don't really scale too well into a longer game. Glaive Adepts, they are almost like an alternate answer here to charge lots. We have Zealot legs on the way for Art, so he's getting into a charged out standard composition. Mass Glaives do great when it comes to tanking for the army and focusing down those Zealots. Meanwhile, the main core amount of DPS for Jumy is going to be the Immortals, as he will have 3 Immortals with the push, maybe even 4. So again, this is very committed here by Jumy, very aggressive. This does not scale as well as charged out into Archon production. The Archives on the way for Art, headed towards said Archons. Art does catch the Immortal. Ooh, yeah, the Immortal takes a lot of hits and does go down. Massive pickup. Takes down the Immortal. We'll get punished, losing 2 Stalkers. But overall, that was a massive blow for Jumy. Remember what we said earlier, the Immortals are the backbone of the army. And we're down to 2. Jumy's pushing. Art is getting ready. We're bringing more Zealots. More Zealots are warping in. Jumy needs those reinforcements. Likewise, Brutal Force Field slowing him down. As he is forcing his way through, blinks in. Oh, once again, Force Fields do send him back. But that should be the final wave of Force Fields. There's what, maybe 2 left. They're trying to cat back. Alas, once again, Art, he's getting over his Immortals. He's trying to at least. He wants them. Can he break through? Down to 1 Archon, down to 0. More Zealots are warping in. And still a very close fight here. But as Art, he pulls back to the shield battery. He still has 3 Immortals. And looks like Art, he barely has enough. Barely holds on. Throughout all of this, he's got a 4th base. He has a better economy. Oh no. Oh, what a mess. Prism goes down. With the Immortal as well. And Jumy losing too much. He's losing far too much here. He's getting desperate. Jumy falling further behind. Again, he was all in. The all in fails. One behind. Dark Shrine. Dark Shrine is on the way. Hey, what else can you do, Pappy? What else can you do? As the devs say, do what they can. Art's still ahead in workers. And Art, he should soon move out. Yeah, he's now pushing. Jumy back at home in a rough position. No shield batteries, no defensive setup. He never intended to be the defender. Jesus, Artie's up to 4 immortals. Double the immortal counts. So that 3rd immortal has arrived here for Jumy. Zealots they trickle in, they get on top of the stalkers. And the 3rd base will fall. Jumy has almost nothing left. He's down to his final army. Ah. He's got his 2 immortals with GG, gets called. There's just too much in Art. He will take game number 1. GG. Whew, GG will play it again. Jumy, he was committed. He had potential going into Mass Glaives, into the Immortals, but as you mentioned, he lost the 1st Immortal early on, and that could have made the difference of that fight. Remember how close? It was a very, very close fight at the 3rd base of Art. Very close, very clutch. Art, he barely came out on top there. Imagine a couple of extra units, imagine an extra Immortal as well, and that could have made the difference there for Jumy, but GG. GG will play it with that. We are now getting to game number 2, and we'll see if Art can close it out. We'll see if Jumy can bounce back as we load into Oceanborn. Oh. Here we go, and spawning in the bottom hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the German Protoss player, we have the green Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is Jumy. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Quasar. It is Art. Here we go. We're getting into our 2nd game into our PvP. Welcome to Oceanborn. Oceanborn, it's been a while, not too long actually. It's been a year maybe since we've seen Oceanborn in the map pool. It is now here, it is now back. Of course, it was voted in to be a part of this tournament map pool. It's part of the season map pool even as well. And this map was known for having some more aggressive builds and aggressive play. Specifically, the reasoning for this is the 3rd. The 3rd base was a lot more vulnerable, a lot more available, a lot more accessible, I should say. The entrance here into the 3rd base is on the same plane of elevation, so there's no ramp, there's no high ground advantage. Likewise, a very wide entrance into the natural as well, so you can often rotate, pick and choose how to engage into the natural and into the 3rd base. But we'll see how that applies to PvP. Oh, as Jumy is going for the fake proxy pylon. Bit of a later GLHF. It's fine. But the proxy pylon has been thrown down. Again, on Jumy's half of the map. Is meant to force an overreaction, and we'll see if it does. As Arch will confirm that a pylon is not in the main. We'll confirm. Meanwhile, Archie is scouting nearby, and he will check. Wow, he will check. He will confirm. Archie will find the pylon, and he will confirm it is a fake out. So he now can freely expand back at home. There's no need for a robo. There it is. Nexus is on the way, and RT will have the slightly better economy. Relatively the same. So natural bases are on the way. Art confirms that there is a base. And from here we're settling in. Calming down. From here, getting into Twilight Council, into Blink. We're not being too crazy with our tech and not getting into a Stargate or anything of the sort. At Twilight Council on the way for Jumy as well, so Blink for both players. Nothing crazy. Sorry again, just trying to air out the room. We almost made it, man. We almost made it. As is the 7th series of the broadcast. One left. Jumy sits once again. Jumy sits up a proxy, but Artie's all over this. Does find it. Will shut it down. Art setting up his own proxy across the map to reinforce warp in. It's all over it. Oh, and Jumy, he's going to be a little bit cheeky here, going into a Dark Shrine. Okay. So Dark Shrine has been thrown down. What is the detection looking like? So far, 3-gate blink out of Art, and is Art going for a 4th gateway? So Art, he's being hyper aggressive. 4-gate blink stalker. Jumy is going to be in danger here. What do we have to defend? Jumy, he has a lower gateway count. He's working on +1, working on the Dark Shrine, of course, as well. He's being very tech heavy. And Art, this is his moment. This is his time here to shine, to break Jumy before he techs up. Goose Nation also scouts the Dark Shrine. Pylon's being shut down. And Art is moving in. He's moving into the bases. Jumy getting his own proxy across the map. Blink is done. Gets in. And Art looks like he's in committing here. He's getting some damage, don't get me wrong. He gets 5 robes. Miri gets underway. Here come the Dark Templar. Currently 0 detection, but the robo is done. The observer is on the way. So there will soon be detection available. Whether or not there's an army in position, there are 3 stalkers, but now they're distracted. Likewise, Artie pushes in. Better CranKy, better positioning for Art. He's slowly pushing forward. Defensive DTs on the way. But is this too much damage? DTs, a bust into the main. Probes are going down. Likewise, DTs that defend back at home. There's DTs everywhere. The Dark Templar. And DTs in all the mineral lines. 15 probe kills. Likewise, once again, free damage to the Dark Templar. More DTs in the main. Goes to the recall. Keeps 1 Dark Templar left. One remaining. And RT had momentum. RT was taking some better fights up until this moment, though. RT falls far behind economically. He never got his 4th base up, his 3rd base up and running. Never got the expansion DT back into the main. More probes falling. Ay, ay, ay. Dark Templar, they're still everywhere. Now going for the 3rd base. Getting spotted, keeping Art busy, allowing Jumy to expand. So Jumy has a heavy worker lead. He has the faster expansion. Jumy just needs more time to make use of that though, as Art has almost double the Stalker count. So Art has a massive Stalker army. He needs to at least break the third. At least. Shield barriers are helping. Jumy, he has to back up. As you can see here, just an overwhelming Stalker count. It's a lot of Stalkers. Our boys being pulled. And Jumy, he does have a better trade. We'll lose 7 probes. Jumy's still ahead. At the same time, DTs are still across the map. And nice spin control. And Jumy, can he hold on? Oh! Can he barely hold on? There's a lot of Stalkers going down for Art, bleeding out a lot of units. Nice spin control here by Jumy. Barely preserves that army. Just barely. Oof. Gets another Stalker. Jumy's holding on. And now the Immortal has arrived. With the arrival of the Immortal, Jumy, he's fine. He's perfectly fine. There was a window in time where Art could have broken through, but again, the DTs were the MVPs. The Dark Templar did so much for Jumy. Killing workers, defending back at home, causing distractions. It just became too much. Jumy's getting a 4th. He's getting a 4th base. He's working on +3. Meanwhile, Art, he has 0 upgrades. I mean, that's how committed Art was. That's how all-in Art was earlier. And again, it should have ended the game. But the Dark Templar, Jumy, he survived. Alright, he's going for Dark Templar himself. It feels a little bit late though at this point. There's already detection, there's already an observer with the army. Observer's already out. Charge is already done. Jumy already has the tech he needs, already morphing in Archons as well. It's fine, Japan. So Archer sharking around to get spotted. There's a world where if Archer can now position Jumy, then maybe he can get some damage, then recall out. Always a chance for that. Here come the Dark Templar. So Art, he distracts on the right hand side. At DT, they move in on left. There is no cannon, so no cannons, no observer. Observers on the high ground. No, the DTs! No, they walk in the army! They walk into the main army. Ay, ay, ay. Art, he does blink, he does dive into the main. Okay, damage is being done. Zell's take it into the 4th base mineral line. Likewise, we can see Arch getting ready for the blink shot into low ground. Does blink down. Soldiers are ready. Despite that, Arch, he's able to outtrade. From here, he pulls away. DTs, they kill the 4th. Jumy having a very difficult defense here. It's a tough hold. But it will be a hold. Even with the Dark Templar wreaking havoc, now this detection, DTs are cleaned up, and Jumy still has a greater army. I mean, he's got 4 Immortals and 4 Archons. You can see the frustrations. Jumy just wants a head-on fight because he will win. Art, he's doing everything he can to avoid that. Ducklings poking in, pulling away. DT harass, Blink Stalkers as well. And hey, Artie gets his 4th. Does get his 4th base. Oh, it's going for a massive Zealot counterattack. Let's go. Again, Art, he does have like technically a supply lead. It's a bit of a cheaper army though. It is a cheaper army. It's mainly Zealots and Stalkers, as opposed to the Immortal Archon, soon to be Disruptor heavy composition of Jumy. Likewise, as we mentioned before, the upgrades are heavily in his favor. He's got +3. So it's an uphill battle here for Art. There's ways to recover for sure. If he can distract, if he can buy time, if he can backstab. Here come the Zealots. They get spotted. They get spotted by the Observer. Jumy is aware. There's somewhat of a warp in. Going for the Prism. And the Prism barely goes down. Warp in is denied. But Jumy still bleeds out a lot of workers. It's 11 probes going down. Here comes the main push. It commits. The Archons are stuck behind. Yeah, messy fight for Jumy. Not fighting with his Archons. We're getting messy back. Yeah, we're getting messy, but finally Jumy, he gets across the map. Again, it took like 10 minutes, but he gets across. His main army's here. GG gets called, and Jumy, he will tab the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. GG. Whew, GG will play it again. Art, he went for a failed all-in relatively early on. Jumy, he was able to defend. Unfortunately, Jumy, he never was able to muster up an army to counterattack until that moment. He was just stuck at home defending, and we had that back and forth. Of course, I'm referring to the moment when Jumy was harassing with DTs, just as Art was coming to his all-in. The all-in barely failed. Otherwise, he would have had enough. If he had detection, if he was aware of what was going on, he would have had enough. But DTs, they were the MVPs there for Jumy. GG. GG, well played. Now we're going all the way to the ace match. It all ends here. It all ends on Persephone. Let's go. Final game of the series. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Persephone, we have the blue Protoss player. The blue Protoss representing Team Quasar. It is Art. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the green Protoss player. We have the German Protoss representing Streamer Zone. It is Jumy. Here we go. And we have seen Art spice things up a little bit here so far. Last game we did have attempted proxies. We saw that Jumy went for a fake proxy pylon, but it got found. Not so sure we'll commit to something real here, as in a real proxy. It is the ace match. Jumy, he once again does head towards the bottom right, and looks like 2 games in a row he's going for a proxy pylon, a fake proxy pylon. No intention to commit to a Robo or Stargate, just hides the pylon instead. This time it's further off to the side, so it'll be a little bit more difficult to scout. A bit more. This is going to be double adept for his opener. Meanwhile, Stalker sentry out of Art, and we'll see if Art flinches. So far, and he doesn't. Alright, he knows that a pylon is missing. He doesn't find it. He doesn't see it, but he doesn't care. He does it up on the low ground. Alright, he believes that Jumy won't try to cheese him out. Is checking just in case, but he gambles well. The gamba's solid. Wow, and he confirms. He does hug the edge of the map. He confirms a pylon. He knows. Yeah, he sees, he knows. Now he's free to expand. Nexus for Jumy. Nexus for Art. Jumy's moving in. So again, moving in with the adepts. Art is keeping up. Adepts say, do make the way into the main. We can commit. He does. Yeah, he does commit in. Probably going to be going down. He gets 1. He gets 2. He gets 3. 3. Can we get 4? It's going to be close. Looks like he barely will not. Yeah, 3 probe kills. This could have been a lot worse. Did deny some mining time, but overall it was an okay defense here for Art. Again, could have been worse. As Art does rally. Defensively, the shield battery is halfway done. Nice force fields, locks down the stalkers. A couple of boys are being pulled, as Art does have that army supply lead. The reasoning for that is Jumy just threw away his adepts. But Jumy does hold. Does hold, does defend. We have more reinforcements on the way. Adepts are spotted. Oh, and one adept will maybe even go down. Shades in. Gets 1. Gets 2. We get 3. Oh my god. Forced to recall as well. A shaky defense here by Jumy. Very shaky. 4 probe kills. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, messy defense. With that, Art does take a slight lead. Picks in. Oh. From here, pulls away, force a trade. This is going to be a better fight here for Art. As Art does have his own sentry as well to support. Yeah, reinforces on the way as well. Jumy has to pull back. Jumy has to pull away. Oh. Nice pick off. As Jumy is expanding, getting his 3rd base. We do see Art likewise taking his own. So yeah, we're just building up into the mid game. We've had some small skirmishes here, but we're just getting into a longer game state. Forges are with players, upgrades are with players. No one's going for an all-in this time. We're getting into a standard game. Jumy's still looking for damage. Runs into Art. Gets a stalker. Stalker, we auto adepts, they do it into natural. Nice damage here by Jumy. Does make up for his earlier losses. Gets 5 at the same time. Jumy poking in. It's now Art's turn to be out of position. Alright, he reacts. Prism into the main. Taps are dropping. Taps a drop in. Ooh, Prism goes down. Jumy, he can afford some losses though. Jumy on 53. Art's reinforcing. Oh. Art does miss the volley. Bit of miscontrol. As the sword counts are still quite close. And Jumy does hold. Yosh has a healing shrine. Let's go. Jumy does hold on. Both players going to be, again, building up into +1. We do have charge already done here for Jumy. Charge finishing up for Art as well. So we're heading into Blink Stalker, into charge lots, into most likely Archon production. Again, we're just building up. Oh, nice snipe. Alright, he shot first. Jumy tries to punish. And catching a couple of Stalkers, not bad. A couple of Stalkers go down. But again, Jumy cannot reinforce. He needs to rebuild that War Prism. And we're just still just getting a 4th base. Still building up. Still building up. Jumy does have that slight advantage. We've lost so many prisms this game already. God. Speaking of, another prism should go down. Yep. How many? Lost 3 so far. Another prism's on the way. Let's go. When it comes to the overall composition, still we're neck and neck. We have earlier Archon production out of Arch. That may be the deciding factor, depending when the fight occurs. Jumy needs his own Archon soon. Here they come. There'll be 2 more Archons. +2 is finishing off for both players. Again, economy slightly in favor of Jumy. Army supply also slightly in favor as well. But it comes down to the main fight. It comes down to how they engage, how they move in. Art does only have... Oh no, he has additional Archons. And we might just miss each other. Never mind. Jumy, he does turn around. Art's gonna hit first. Do we base trade? Jumy, he spots part of the army. R turns around, coming in for the surround. Oh, and Jumy's caught. Yeah, Jumy's caught out here. He has to engage. Zelzek crash in. Archons, they do manage to push forward. And Jumy, he should take this fight. Yeah, 3 Archons, they had so much extra DPS. Breaks on through, surrounds the army, and Jumy, he will overwhelm. Again, the upgrades were even, the supplies were close, but better fight for Jumy. GG gets called, and in one fell swoop, Jumy will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the quarterfinals. GG, well played. Whew. Again, a bit of a more like tense, but more like, yeah, just tense kind of early to mid game there between Jumy and Arch. It all culminated in that final fight. As we mentioned, it was quite close between the 2 players. Jumy had 1 extra Archon, and Jumy did have the better concave, attacking in the center of the map. Came down to the engagements. GG, well played. Congratulations. Jumy does claim the series. does advance on, and we have one series left here tonight. Una más, papi, una más. One more to go. It's going to be a best of 3 between Percival and Sebestus, a PvT.